they were a loving family. They had it all. They were the golden couple. And then he murdered them all.
He was just so dreamy. I really liked him.
Anytime someone is too nice or anytime the main character trusts someone, I'm like, red flag. It's him. He did it.
I was thinking about like the Gilgo serial killer. I don't know if you heard about him on Long Island.
I would have panicked and I might have buried her alive too. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it was the right thing to do.
Screw you. I'm going to do whatever I want to get the clickbait.
Well, crap. The one time I let someone in, now I've got to boot him back out because like I can't be with the guy that my dad killed his mom.
Leave it to you to root for the serial killer. Welcome back to BookTalks Podcast. This is Kayla.
And Marissa.
And this episode, we are discussing our July book of the month, which is Thornbird. So if you haven't already, join our Fable group chat or Fable book club. And we pick out a book every month. It's a voting system, so we'll recommend like 3 to 4, maybe 5 books sometimes. And then everyone votes. Although I actually don't think I voted for this one. I think I just made this. So maybe I just lied.
Well, no, I think did I vote for this? I think I voted for it. Like,
Did
I
we
think
vote?
I can't remember now. I know we talked about it, but maybe there was no vote.
I'm going to actually double check. Oh, okay. There was a vote. We
Okay.
had the options were Thornbird. It was Summer Girlfriend by Christina Forrest, The Winged Games by Sophie Kim, and then Chase Me If You Can by Heather Francis, which I'm really glad we actually didn't do Chase Me If You Can because I've heard very bad reviews about this book.
No, really?
I was bummed out because I really wanted to read that book because I watched that movie. It was like Tornado or something, and it had
Glenn Powell, right?
yes, and
Yeah.
he was so dreamy in it, and I was really excited for it. And I was really upset that they had bad reviews. So, but I'm glad this won because I loved it.
It was so good. Like, I was telling Kayla right before we started, it reminded me, even the cover reminds me a little bit, but it reminded me so much of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder because it's young adult. There was a podcast theme, kind of like side quest there, not the main focus, but there was like a little bit of podcast theme and then trying to figure out, I mean, I won't say trying to figure out a murder because like, I think it was obvious, like the guy pled guilty. So like, you kind of knew, I guess, spoiler warning, right? Spoiler warning.
Yeah.
But like, I know, I kept hoping, I guess, that her dad wasn't really going to be a murderer. There was like this small little bit of hope I held out. As it turns out, he did it. But I enjoyed it nonetheless. I thought it was really good.
Leave it to you to root for the serial killer.
No, like, I just thought, like, it would be so much better for Ryan if her dad wasn't a murderer, or like if there was a reason he took the blame. Like, I kept thinking, okay, well, what if Ryan was the murderer? But then I was like, no, she was 7. Like, a 7-year-old's probably not out there killing grown women. So then I was like, okay, maybe it was the mom. Maybe she's got it all mixed up. The dad finds out. He takes the blame for the mom. No, it turns out he really did kill the mom and the women. But yeah, I had some theories that I hoped would materialize just for Ryan's sake, but they did not.
Well, so my first thoughts is yes, I thought this read like Holly Jackson. Like the way the main character's thoughts were, like I kept on reminding myself, like, no, this is Elle Kennedy, not Holly Jackson. Like it was I think she did such a good job switching genres from romance to this.
Mm-hmm.
So very impressed with her there. I did love, so I know we always say we hate when they mix the genres of romance and thrillers, but I think this was actually a very good combo.
But here's the difference, and this is the difference. This is a thriller first with a side of romance. I feel like some of the other ones we've read have tried to be romances with a side of thriller. And that does not work because if I'm going in with the expectation that it's a romance, I don't want people to start getting hacked up and dismembered. Like, that's just weird. But if I go in for a thriller and there's like a happy little subplot romance on the side, that I enjoy.
We ended up in like a love triangle and I was like all here for it. Like I originally was very much rooting for, what's the brother's name?
Well, there's Everett. Are you talking about
Yeah.
Everett?
I was rooting for Everett at first. And then we have our broody bad boy, and he was like so sweet to Jess Ryan, and that is like my MO. Like that was so good. So I'm very happy. Like it made like I don't really read thrillers often, and I would say this was not like a scary thriller. Like there was no one like actively killing anybody, so like it wasn't on the edge of my seat in that regard. I mean, I was nervous whenever she was getting those texts. I was like very nervous for her. But
Mhm.
I just kept it like, it was flying by, like, before I knew it, the book was over.
Well, I can't remember if I told you or if it was other people, but every time I sat down to read, I read 100 pages or more. So I finished this book in 4 sittings because, like, it was 100 pages, then 100, and then I probably did, like, 140 or something at the end, however many was left. But, it was a 4-sitting book for me because, like, the pages just flew by. I am confused by some of the negative reviews I saw because some of the negative reviews were like, "Oh, it dragged on, the middle was so boring." I was like, were we reading the same book? Because like this was like a 24-hour readathon easily. And other people complained about the romance and they were like, E. Kennedy should stick to her genre. Like there's too much romance. I'm like, excuse me? Like that's what made this such a fun thriller to read is that like there is a random love triangle thrown in and you're like, I'm not sure what's going on. Plus there's a murder. Plus she's getting scary texts. Like this is so much fun. So I guess, like, I don't understand some of the negative reviews because what they saw as negative, I saw as a positive.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I guess if you're like, I mean, you are a true thriller reader, so I take your opinion on thriller books very highly. But I guess maybe if you don't want any romance and you read thriller strictly for the murder, like, that's not this book.
Yeah. No one is actively getting hacked to pieces. So if that's what you're looking for, this is not the book for you. But if you want like a well-rounded book where I thought there was like a lot of strong character development, like that is something Elle Kennedy, or in this case, E. Kennedy, I think does really well. And that's something that for me, thrillers always come back to Karen Slaughter. Like for me, she is the queen of crime. She writes the best thrillers I've ever read. But part of why I love her books is because each character is so fleshed out and very well developed, and there's a whole story for them. And I felt like she did a really good job with this one. Like, I knew who Ryan was. Like, I understood what made Ryan tick. And then Everett was like, I really liked Everett. He's the golden boy, he's the football player. And then you have Chase, and he's the broody guy. It's like each character was able to stay very distinct because she described them very well. They fit with who they were. They weren't walking contradictions. The one character I kind of didn't like was the sister, or like the cousin, the female cousin. And I'm blanking on her name and I don't know why. I think because she traumatized me just a little bit.
Jazzy? I think they call her
Jazz. Yeah.
Jazzy. I think it's
Jazzy.
Jasmine
Yeah.
is
Like
her full name.
I didn't like her character, but it's because her character was so well described as being this like annoying kind of like attention seeking popular girl, but like, I don't know. She was still nice at times, but then like sometimes she wasn't. But so yeah, as far as thrillers go, this doesn't have like a crazy huge twist at the end. So if you're in it for the crazy huge twist, okay, maybe you were let down in that sense, but it's a very good read the entire time and well developed. And I thought a satisfying ending.
I think it's a really good bridge book. So say you're like a strictly romance reader and you want to bridge into that thriller genre. Like I do think this is a really good book to do that in. And then I recommend going into Holly Jackson because that's like right up your alley. I still think the Rachel Price book of Holly Jackson was so good.
That was
That one was
so good. And you know what? Oh, no, wait. I do own it now. I was going to say that is the one book by Holly Jackson I don't own, which is annoying because it's like the best one. But I did end up getting a copy at Walmart. They had like these really pretty sprayed edges. And so I was like, all right, whatever. I'm just going to get this because this was a good one. I agree. But also, and I think it's something about you and me doing this podcast. That's another podcast style book because there's like a podcast element to that. I have found every thriller I've read where there's a podcast element, I love. It's like a really good thriller to me. And so I don't know if it's just because we have a podcast or what, but I enjoy those a lot.
well, I would say this guy who ran the podcast was so annoying. And I know he was like needed to move the like thriller plot along, but he was so annoying.
What he did at the dance, I mean, like criminal. I would never recover from that.
It was, like, for her safety, like, she had to change her name for safety reasons, and this guy just blew it all up. Like, it was a 10-year-old secret, and he basically said, like, "Screw you, I'm gonna do whatever I want to get the clickbait," and, like, which it was just yeah, no, I felt so bad. I felt bad for writing the whole book because she has this cloud over her, like, her personality, like, she really feels so alone, she has nobody. Like, she struggles to let people in because her dad's a serial killer, and he was, like, a good dad to her, so I can't imagine, like, having that thought where it's, like, my dad who's always there for me, did all this stuff for me, actually killed all these women. Like, I could not process that. I'd be so messed up.
No, I agree. I thought it was kind of sad how she never let anyone in. And then she kind of finally lets Everett in, only to learn that, or only to think she learns that her dad killed Everett's mom. And so then she's like, well, crap, the one time I let someone in, now I've got to boot him back out because, like, I can't be with the guy that my dad killed his mom.
Part of me, though, I feel like she didn't really like him, though. I think she liked the idea of him. And I think she liked that he kept on trying to be with her. And, like, even though, like, she would, like, push him away and he'd be, like, come back for more. And I just felt like she liked that pull. Like, I don't think she actually liked him. I think she liked Chase.
Well, yeah. And she made some comments about Everett even before they broke up, where she said, like, oh, he's really persistent. He doesn't really take no for an answer. Not that any boundaries were crossed with that, but just like he didn't give her space sometimes when she wanted it. And so I mean, she didn't love that. And she made that kind of clear in her inner monologue. So it wasn't like a shock when she chose Chase over Everett. I was more just sad for him because I do genuinely think he liked her. And like he was also going through some things on his side because like he, as it turns out, thinks he killed his mom on accident. And, we learn at the end that maybe he wasn't responsible for her death, that maybe it was actually his father. And so, like, he's working through some things. And so I think he felt like maybe him and her had a connection that he hadn't been able to share with her yet. But maybe in time they could have really connected on that. Like, oh, you have a serial killer father? Well, guess what? I kind of killed my mom. Like, it was just, I don't know. I just felt bad for him. And, like, I hope he ends up finding like someone for himself to share that with, because like that's a lot to carry, to think you've killed your mom and live with that for however many years.
Yeah, I'm definitely worried about Everett's future. Like, he dropped out of college, like, he postponed college already. So who knows, like, what he's gonna do? And yeah, he's carrying this huge guilt, which I mean, that I guess was like the biggest plot twist was like the
Okay.
mystery of his mother. And I didn't see it coming. I actually really had suspicious feelings towards her uncle. I just feel like his
Mm-hmm.
character wasn't fleshed out. He was like ambiguous, probably on purpose. And I was just like, this guy's sus.
So I also thought he was sus, but I read enough thrillers that I thought he was too obviously sus. Like it was like a little bit obvious that oh, he's the only one who failed the lie detector test, or like he may have been having an affair. And I was like, okay, calm down. I think we have too many red flags here for him to actually be the bad guy. He is maybe a bad man, but he's probably not a murderer. I need to go back and see if I dropped it in there. I did suspect that Everett's dad killed his mom. Not in the way it all turned out. Like not in the way it ended up happening. But for some reason, I had this like inkling suspicion that he killed her and just it got pinned on the serial killer because of the timing of it all. I will say this though. I'm not sure I actually blame him for burying her in the cement, because if I was in his shoes and I went to help her out and she's like, I'm going to turn you into the police. How dare you? You'll never see your kids again. I'd be like, okay, woman, maybe you should not come out of there. I would have panicked. I would have panicked and I might have buried her alive too. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it was the right thing to do. I'm just saying, can I get in his headspace and see how it happened? Unfortunately, yes, I can.
Well, I kind of think it would have been a better story if he did kill her.
Like purposely. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
I honestly think it would have been a better story if he did on purpose. Like, I kind of think bringing Everett into it like, was unnecessary. I think she could have done it where, like, the daughter showed the necklace, and
Mhm.
then the dad found it, and
Mhm.
he put 2 and 2 together, and he started texting her because he really killed his wife, and also it makes sense because he got close with Ryan, like, he was, like, helping her with the dog shelter. Like, I did think it was odd that she was bringing in this character, like, this 3rd character that, like, I don't know, like, as an 18-year-old girl getting close with anyone else's dad but her, like, family is kinda odd to me. So, like, and Jess, like, you guys are just hanging out, the 2 of you, so, like, overall, the relationship was odd to me to begin with. So I think it would have been more interesting
Uh-huh.
for him to keep her close to hide
Mhm.
his secret.
No, I agree. And that's, you don't read a lot of thrillers, but that is a very clear sign to not trust someone is when they're being too nice or too helpful or like getting too involved. I will never forget the time Karen Slaughter, I mean, she whooped me over the head with this. There was this guy, he used to be a cop, and he's donating his time and services to help with this investigation. And he's showing up to do all this extra work. And as it turns out, he was the killer and he was getting close and being helpful just to stay close and like keep an eye on things. So like ever since that book, anytime someone is too nice or anytime the main character trusts someone, I'm like red flag. It's him. He did it. Like you are not allowed to trust anyone and if you do, he's the bad guy. So I agree. Like, it's good that you had that suspicion because that is unfortunately like a recurring theme in these books. You think you can trust someone and then you can't.
Yes, I thought that was odd. I think that's what would have made the story a little better because I did see, like, I I don't know. I feel like Everett would have been, I don't know how to, maybe it was fine. I don't know. But I would say I did think she wrote a parallel between her uncle
Uh-huh.
and what's his name? Austin? Or what's the bad boy's name?
Chase?
Gavin?
Wasn't it
Chase. I don't
Chase?
know why it was Chase. I don't know
Austin?
why. I
I was
was
like, "Who's Austin?"
I was thinking of like basic like guy names. Chase, I feel like there was a parallel between Chase and her uncle because her grandmother didn't like her uncle because he was like this bad guy who like kind of
Mm,
seemed like he wouldn't be good, and then he ended up being a really good guy, and that was her uncle. And then Everett was more like her dad, where he seemed like he was the golden boy, and I felt like he kind of showed some like anger issues a little bit. Like he was kind of like he would slip up on his
yeah,
mask, and I felt like that
uh-huh.
was very much her father.
That's interesting. See, I didn't, like, take that away as this symbolic thing, but I bet E. Kennedy did that on purpose, and I'm just stupid.
Unless I'm just reaching here.
No, I like the idea of that because yeah, like, Chase was described as, like, the bad boy and, like, he's always showing up late to class and ditching school and all this stuff, and then it turns out, no, like, he's working a job to support his mom because she's working double shifts to support him, and, like, he's actually a nice guy, and I mean, as soon as that police officer showed up when they were alone in the art studio or the house, I think they'd moved to the house at that point, but the cop showed up, I was like, "I know he's gonna kiss her. The only way out of this is for him to start making out with her." I was like, "Ryan, like, put your lip gloss on, it's coming." And then, when it happened, I was like, "It's so good because like, they got out of it unscathed because Chase, like, made out with her, and I was like, I love this. I love a romance thriller."
Just liked how he knew she was holding back and he didn't push her, but he was there for her. Like, I don't know. He was just so dreamy. I really liked him.
Or when he
I was
said,
just,
"What took you so long?" when she showed up at the end, like, I loved that.
he had such confidence. It was so good. No, the only character that bothered me, yeah, was Jazzy and the sister of Everett. They were so annoying.
Yeah, and, like, the thing about Everett's sister is, like, someone needs to get her some serious therapy because, like, she's stealing, she's, like, hooking up with older men, she's obviously very depressed about her mother's death, and her dad's just like, "I'm just giving her space to do what she needs." And I'm like, "No, no, sir, she needs actual help at this point."
No, yeah, he's just like vibing. Like he was like openly letting her steal from him, and he's just taking care of his dogs. Like he does not care.
Literally, he was an unbothered king, and I kinda love that, except for the part where he buried someone alive, but you know what? We can just forget about that, I guess.
So for whenever Gabriel killed the women, did he bury them down there alive?
Well, he didn't bury them. They were locked in bird cages. And yes, they were alive. And I think he was keeping them alive until the moment when he was arrested. And so then they probably just all starved to death, was my take on it.
See, so these children, these high schoolers, were really digging in all these crime scenes. They were at abandoned houses, abandoned art studios, abandoned auto body shops, and they were just like, I don't know. I'm scared of my own shadow. Like, I'm scared sometimes. Like, back in my old apartment, when I had to go to the bathroom, I used to run to my bed at night. Like, I am a scaredy cat. If you told me I had to go to an abandoned house where a serial killer, we don't know where the bodies are, they're probably somewhere there. Like, no. Like, I think I'd rather die.
No. Okay. What about the moment when they were investigating? I think it was the auto body shop. I can't remember. I get the locations mixed up. But Jazzy goes, okay, so you'll take the basement. Alone? I'm sorry, what? And Ryan's just like, okay, fine. I'm like, how are you so brave, or are you stupid? I don't understand. All I know is absolutely not. I'd be like, Jazz, we are going home. I'm calling my mom. We're done.
No, like, if I was Ryan, I would have just told on Jazz immediately and would never have gone down that rabbit hole. Like, I would not even support her on that endeavor. I'd be like, absolutely not. So yeah, they're very brave. Idiots for braves. I'm actually shocked they still got the money because I don't know if I was the people like getting together $1 million to give to the like whoever found the bodies. I don't know if I feel good about giving to the serial killer's daughter.
I know. Also, I feel like there's always a loophole with those rewards, so no one ever actually gets paid. And so, and then too, for Ryan to only keep 200,000, or I forget. Oh no, she got 200,000, and then she said, "This was what killed me." She said, "I only kept enough to get by for the next few years." And I'm like, "So you kept it all, right?" I'm pretty sure you need like $200,000. But yeah, no, like I thought that was an interesting little, I don't know, side quest that, I mean, I guess it was how the whole town got involved with looking, was they all wanted the money, but I also, yeah, I wouldn't have paid it out either.
Yeah, I don't blame everyone for obviously disliking her, but she really did nothing. So, like, I was thinking about like the Gilgo serial killer. I don't know if you heard about him on Long Island. He was
No.
like he would go on like Craigslist and like kill women. And they like come to his house and then he'd kill them, and he'd be like, "It's fine because they're hookers." But then they like found them all. So I think he just got arrested or his case was up. I didn't really keep track of it all. But like I would think like if I met his daughter, I'd be like, "Oh, I don't want any parts with her." But like it really isn't her fault.
No, it depends on how she was. Like, this was even worse because they knew Ryan. Like, most people liked her. Like, if I just randomly met a serial killer's daughter, yeah, I'd be a little sketched, like, ooh, I don't know if I should hang out with this person. Maybe they'll kill me. But like, this was different. Like, they knew Ryan, they liked Ryan. Especially like for me, it was Jazzy turning on her that really irked me, because I'm like, okay, she was like your closest friend here for the past several months, like, and now you're not going to sleep at the same room as her, which, okay, maybe you want a little bit of space, but like to not talk to her, to be like, when is she leaving? I don't know. I felt like that's uncalled for because it's literally not her fault. She was a child when all of this happened. She had no part in it. And I don't think serial killers problems, like, I don't think the act of killing is genetic. Like, I'm not sure there's any scientific evidence to support that a serial killer will birth another serial killer. So I'm feeling like it was a little unwarranted. But yeah, like the whole town turning on her, I don't know. I guess maybe I'm just too nice. I probably would have befriended her to get the inside scoop personally.
I guess if you knew it walking in, you'd be like, no. So I guess it's a good thing she hid her identity, but I wonder what she'll do going forward now that her new name is out there for everyone to know. I wonder what she'll do. Actually, I don't know if the Gilgo killer even has a daughter. That was just like, I'm just like thinking of something like local. They'd be like, what would I do if I met a serial killer's daughter?
But like, you probably wouldn't know you met a serial killer's daughter, because I'm guessing most children of serial killers are probably changing their names.
This is true. I am fascinated by serial killers in the sense of how do you get to that point but just like kill someone like that? But I'm also too much of a scaredy cat to watch any documentaries or read more about it because like I don't know, like this book I couldn't read at night. Like I am such a scaredy cat. I'm in also such a romance mood. So like I only could read this during the day. and with around company. Like, I was home alone and I was like, I can't read this.
See, for me, serial killers don't scare me because I feel like serial killers, like you expect a serial killer to kill. What scares me are the one offs where the husband kills the wife and his children. And like that, because I watch Dateline and it'll be like, they were a loving family. They had it all. They were the golden couple. And then he murdered them all. And you're like, there were no signs. Everyone loved him. They had friends. Like, that's what's like, at least this guy, he was just like killing women because like that's what he does. I'm like, okay, fine. It's not okay. But like, at least he's what he is. And I know that. It would be like if Everett just turned around and started whacking people off. And then I'd be like, wait a second. Everett was a nice guy. I'm so confused. You know?
Well, that's what's confusing. He was a good, loving husband and father.
I
And this
know.
whole time, as he has this mask on where he's a loving father and husband, he's killing women and putting them in the basement
I feel like
in
it's not
cages.
I feel like it's not realistic. I don't think most serial killers are nice, loving husbands and fathers. Like, generally speaking, most of the documentaries I watch about serial killers, they're typically always single. Like, a lot of the serial killers I learn about are unlikable. Like, women don't like them, and that's why they hate women and want to kill women, or like they have mommy issues or something like that. And so, most of like Ted Bundy's kind of the only one that I know of off the top of my head that did have like a relationship that lasted. And I don't know if we know enough about that relationship to know if he abused her or not, but like he's the only one. I feel like 99 out of 100 serial killers are loner losers. Now I'm probably going to get killed by a serial killer, but that's fine. Are loner losers who have issues with women. So like if you know a lot about serial killers, like he doesn't necessarily, Gabriel, I think was his name, he doesn't necessarily fit the profile, but also it's like, as far as I know, he wasn't killing them. He was holding them captive and keeping them as pets. That's what it sounded like to me. He wanted to like they were too beautiful to be out in the world. He wanted to take care of them. And sure, I feel like at some point he was probably going to kill them, but I felt like it was him capturing them, which I'm like, well, that's a whole different profile. Like, I don't even know what you would call that. Like a kleptomaniac of humans. That's I don't know.
I feel like it's worse. Like, I think I'd rather die than be
But yeah,
held captive.
but yeah, I agree. I want to die quickly too, in case a serial killer is watching this and planning to target me. I don't want it to be drawn out and painful.
Also called that the map of the birdhouses was the map to the burial the whole time. That was very obvious, I thought.
I agree, and that's why like this wasn't a 5-star for me as far as like a thriller goes because I mean, it's her first thriller, right? It's her first genre change. If she wants to keep writing in this genre, I will read it, of course. But like for the first one, it was good, but it's not like some things were too obvious, right? Like she hasn't mastered the art of hiding things. But like as far as a book goes, like honestly, overall, the book itself for me kind of like was 5 stars, just in the sense that I gobbled it up. I enjoyed it. I liked the characters. I liked the ending. But yes, like there were things, the whole bird map thing, I felt like that was a little like it was like every 6 pages. She's like, and yeah, I have this map in my head of these birds, and my dad told me to take really good care of this map and take care of these women. And it's like, Ryan, make the connection.
Do you actually believe a hypnosis, or I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right? Like, I don't, how does it work?
I don't know. It honestly scares me because I don't know. Are people faking it or is it real? Like, I feel like I probably need to get hypnotized, but I'm terrified to do it because what if it is real and what if they like change something in me? You know, like, I don't know. I don't get it.
It didn't really sound like she did anything. She kind of just like take a deep breath, go for a walk in your head, and it's like my mind wanders all the time. I don't magically recover facts from like 10 years ago.
I know, but like, I do know of hypnotists who have like, after just a few sessions, gotten someone to quit smoking. And they never pick up a cigarette again. And I'm like, what kind of witchcraft is that? So like I do think hypnotists can do something as far as like tapping like because they cause you to relax. And I'm like, I don't understand how either because I don't relax all that well, like all that quickly, you know? Like I don't really get how it works, but yes, they cause you to relax. And then because you're so relaxed, they're able to, I don't know if manipulate's the right word, but like manipulate you into doing things or revealing things or tapping into things or whatever. And I mean, I have memories of when I was a high schooler of they hired like some hypnotist to come to the school and put on a show, which I'm like, what were we doing? But like they pulled one of my friends up on stage. And I mean, I kid you not, he was out. Like they said, now fall asleep. And he went, "Shh." And like when he got off the stage, he told me he had no memory of anything that happened. And I was like, that is really weird.
I feel like that's like child abuse.
I agree. Not sure why my high school was doing that.
Like, I don't think his parents signed off on that. Like, that's kind of wild.
It is kind of wild. I actually think it was for our prom. It was like they had a hypnotist there at prom to put on a show, but then like pulled us all up on stage. I didn't go up on stage. I was like, no, thank you. I'm not doing that. But for the people who did go up, they were like, yeah, it was, I have no memory. And we're like, you literally were clucking like a chicken. And they're like, what?
That's crazy. Now, like my witchcraft in my books, I would say I'd like the art in this book too. Like the pages were
Mm,
really cute. Yeah, I just feel like it was just a really well done book, and I am eager for her to write more thrillers.
yeah. I did like, or I was interested at the about the author literally does not mention that she's a romance author or likes romance at all. It's literally it says she's a true crime enthusiast. When she's not plotting twisty thrillers, you'll find her deep in a true crime doc rabbit hole. And I was like, "Hey Kennedy, I didn't know you love murder. That's so fun."
Well, it's so funny because yeah, literally, she's like this huge successful author, has like 20 books out. Her TV show Jess is like the hottest TV show of the year, and she's just sitting here writing her little thriller novels.
I know. It's so impressive to me. Like, of people who have switched genres, I really do feel like she did an amazing job with this book. Like, I mean, no, it's not the best thriller as far as twists go. Some things are obvious, but it is a really good book. And like you said, a really good kind of bridge if you want to get into thrillers or you want something that's not too scary.
I just feel like it's a good YA book. Like, I remember when Holly Jackson dabbled with the adult genre, and she really couldn't quite get there. And
No,
I feel like Elle Kennedy knew like she wasn't quite there yet, so she wrote in the YA space, and it really worked for her.
that Holly Jackson adult one for me just was so bad because the characters read like they were 17. And it's like, okay, I feel like a publisher should have said, "Hey Holly, let's walk this back. Let's put this back in the YA. We need to change a couple things." And no one did that. And so instead of it being what could have been like a really good book, it got classified as adult, which made it then kind of a bad book. Whereas this, yeah, whoever was in charge, actually who was in charge? Delacorte Press?
Which is different than who publishes her romance. So her romance books are published by Bloom, but
Yeah.
Bloom is also, I think, a romance only publishing house. Or I don't know if they're a publishing house or an imprint. I should know that. But yeah, so they are different than her romance books.
Well, whoever helped her with this one or like, gave her advice, editors, publishers, whatever, I think they did a really good job with marketing it as what it is. I think the cover's really good. Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed it. I thought the length was good. I don't understand people who said it was too boring in the middle because I didn't feel that way. I enjoyed it. I thought it was the right length, the right pacing, good characters, and a good ending. Although I will say, for me, like the last couple twists with Everett's mom, and then the very final thing where it's like, oh, JD or JP, whatever his name was really the one who killed her. I was like, some of that felt a little unnecessary, kind of just like some uh, what I'd call maybe cheap shots, but like it didn't take away from the rest of the story. It was more just like, "Oh, she could have done without this and it would have been fine."
I agree. I wrote this very fast. I actually did a little bit on audio because it was on Spotify for free. So I did a
Mm.
little bit of audio too.
Was
Just
the
while it was.
audio good? Like, because I
It
was
was.
okay. I was thinking about having my mom do it because she's always looking for more thrillers, and this may not be her exact cup of tea just because it does have a little more romance than she's used to, but I was like, if the audiobook's good, then I might recommend it because it is such a fast, good read, I thought.
Yeah, I liked it. I enjoyed it. I honestly just picked up and read the physical second half just because we were running out of time, and I wanted to finish it before I left for my trip. But Yeah, I feel like we kind of beat it to death.
Well, it's hard when we like a book to like go on much longer or make it super interesting. Like we both liked it. So I guess, hey, props to E. Kennedy and people should go read it.
People should. Okay, so now while I have you here, let's do our next books. Like, let's do that poll.
Okay, what are we thinking?
I don't know. Is it so the Karen Swallow book that just came out, is that the first in a series?
Oh my gosh, I bet that's the book that just arrived in the mail. I bet they sent me a finished copy. I have a book from HarperCollins that I haven't opened yet because I was going to ask you, like, did we request something? I bet they sent me a finished copy. How exciting. We just did a thriller, so I mean, if you want to put a thriller in there, we can, but also I feel like people aren't going to probably vote for it. I feel like our book club prefers romance, maybe, or fantasy. I don't know.
Yes. Oh, is it?
It
It
is.
is.
It's the finished copy.
Well, I'm glad it counts as a finished book and not another physical TBR book.
Me too.
Okay, so trying to think. Part of me wants to read Cowboy Casual by Holly Renee because I've been seeing it in a lot of places. So I'm going to add that to the poll.
I have not heard of that, but it sounds like a cowboy romance.
Correct.
How'd I know?
What's the second book in the first series we started with the book club? The fantasy series.
Debbie Perry's series?
Yes.
Rights of the Starling.
I'm going to add that.
Yeah, that's a good one. I literally have that checked out from the library, so I'd be down to do that. If you want to put a thriller in there, put in Killing Floor by Lee Child, because I already started it. I'd like to finish that this month.
This is a surprise pregnancy trope, and it's called Out on a Limb, and everyone's been recommending it, but it's not new. Like, this is not a new book. But should I do it?
Yeah, just put it on there. We're both going to vote for it and no one else will.
Forcing people into things that we like. Oh, okay, I did it with just 4 books, so.
So that's it.
This is the most random poll ever.
That is so funny. Oh my gosh. Cowboy romance, surprise pregnancy, the first book in a 50 long book series, or Rights of the Starling. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. No, that's good. I'm excited. Speaking of ACOTAR, we still don't have a title or book cover, and that comes out in like 2 months. That's crazy.
I know. Everyone's been talking about that, and everyone's saying she's going to release something on the 29th, but I think today's the 29th. It is.
Yeah.
I honestly don't care.
I don't mind it. I think it builds the anticipation. Like,
I pre-ordered it anyway. It could be named, like, literally God knows what. It could be named Sarah J. Maas wrote this book, and I'd be like, can't wait to read it.
got it. I'm in. I know. No, that's how I feel. I feel like whatever it is, it's either going to like break the fandom out of excitement and like it's going to be like a spoiler, or people are going to be really, really mad. Like if it's called Elaine chooses or Azrael chooses Elaine, the fandom's going to be like, what the heck? So I feel like she's holding off because she's like, I need people to buy this and pre-order it. So like, I'm not going to tell them what it is just yet.
It would be so funny of her to just like announce it on the day of.
Yeah.
Like we don't know until the day of. Like I eat this up. I don't
like
care.
the power she holds to do that, and like we will all have pre-ordered it or go buy it right away. Like she can do whatever she wants, and we'd be fine. Like, well, we won't be fine. We'll be freaking out, but like we're all gonna read it.
Wait, so you wrote in our back to the book. You wrote in our group chat that you thought this was Twilight coded.
Oh my gosh, Kayla, I'm so glad you brought this up because I forgot. What if a quarter of the way or halfway through the book, it was just revealed that all the hot people were vampires and Ryan is gonna fall in love and want to be a vampire? I was like, this is so Twilight coded. New girl at school, all these hot people, they're all interested in her. Ooh, she's the new girl. We all want to be her friend. I was like, this is Bella and she's about to become a vampire. I know it. And then it didn't happen. I was so upset.
I saw some post recently that said, imagine you're just like a kid going to this school and you meet this girl and she starts dating the weird guy in school and then they start dating and then he disappears and she's like depressed for 6 months. And then 6 months later, they're getting married. And then, like, 6 months after that, they went on a honeymoon and she died. Because they said that. They told her when she died. Like imagine that happened.
I feel like I forget that they told everyone she died.
Because someone was like, imagine you went to school with this girl. Like, I would also be, like, shook. I'd be like, what are you talking about?
Like, didn't she just get married? Didn't
Dead.
she just move here?
And I would be like, this kid killed her.
I love the videos I see that talk about how Twilight, from Charlie's point of view, is a horror story. Like, his daughter gets here, she starts dating the weird guy at school. She dies, she comes back, and she has a toddler. And you're like, something here's not right, but it's your biologic, but she's 5.
I feel like you can't ask any questions.
Don't ask, Dad. Just accept this.
My favorite interview is when Robert Patterson was like, this story is awful, or something like that. Like, he just, like, bashed it.
Dude, he's coming around on Twilight, though, because, you know, he, like, bashed it all the time. He still, like, makes fun of it, but he's making fun of it in a better way now because, you know, his new movie, The Odyssey or whatever, just came out, and he's in it. And he plays some character that I guess, like, isn't super likable. I don't know. I don't know anything about The Odyssey, but that was my takeaway, is that he plays, like, a small role, and that role, the guy's not very likable. And so the interview asked him what it's like to play that guy, and he said, it's kind of like playing Jacob in Twilight. Baller move! That's my Edward.
So I did see Odyssey. It's very Greek, what is it called?
Mythology.
Yeah, very Greek mythology coded. It was good. I went to see it in the city at, like, the IMAX theater in Lincoln Center, which is the largest IMAX theater in the country, and it was so loud that my ears, like, I had a pounding headache after it. Like, I should have brought earplugs, but Tom literally got these tickets. Like, he bought them a month in advance. Like, he, like, was online, like, fighting for these tickets. So it was, like, it sold out for, like, months. But it was really good. I mean, his character, yes, super annoying. The whole movie's basically just Matt Damon, like, majority of it.
Okay.
It has, like, all these big name people, though, but it was very good. Especially as, like, someone who I love reading Greek mythology retellings, so I really enjoyed it. And also, all my Greek mythology knowledge is either from Percy Jackson or my smutty retellings. So, do I really know Greek mythology? I don't know.
You know enough.
I read so many Hades and Persephone's retelling. I don't know why. I feel like that's, like, the biggest one. But
Well, because it's, like, enemies to lovers, you know, like, he's Shadow Daddy, she's Light. So, like, it's what sells.
This is true. But yeah, so did see that. Did see Robert Patterson in it. I do like him, but I do love that he hates Twilight so
I
much.
think it's hysterical that he hates Twilight. Yeah, anyway, we should wrap this up.
So thanks for listening. This is Kayla.
And Marissa.
And make sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at BookTalks Podcast. Hit subscribe and join our Fable Book Club and vote for our book. We will keep this poll open at least until so we're posting this video on the 31st. We'll leave the poll open to the end of the weekend. So, actually, is there a 31st in July? Yeah, we'll keep this open until August 2nd. So if you're watching this early, you can vote between our very random picks that we decided on here live. But I'll leave it at that. Have a good night.